the home of the Berwick Bulldogs. This is WHLM AM, W282CO Bloomsburg, W234BH West Hazelton, W242CY Berwick, and W288CF Danville. Pop Radio, a Seven Mountains Media radio station. Just 1 hour before kickoff, it's time for the Coach Bennett Show on Pop Radio. A conversation with Berwick Bulldogs head coach Mike Bennett and the voice of the Dogs, Jim Doyle. Brought to you by First Columbia Bank and Trust. With you every step of the way. Welsh's Towing and Repair, towing, recovery, and lockout services. Axis Gymnastics Academy in Bloomsburg. Independence Ford, Rattle 11 in Bloomsburg. S.J. Kowalski Heating and Cooling, the way the earth intended. First Keystone Community Bank. Yesterday's traditions, tomorrow's visions. Mason's Monogram Service for all your Bulldog merchandise. Robert G. Dent Heating and Air Conditioning in Light Street. Red's Roofing, the Roofing Ninjas in Berwick. Lehigh Valley Health Network, the region's leader in orthopedic and sports medicine. The Mayo Funeral Homes of Berwick and Chickashinny. And by Wagner's Trophies and Engravables. Main Street in Bloomsburg.
The Bulldogs bring a 2-game winning streak in tonight's game against Wilkes-Barre area here at Crispin Field. Last Friday, the Dogs had their way with Williamsport 34-10. Mike, before last Friday's game, we talked about the fact that both teams had speed at the skill positions. Both teams had playmakers, and it might come down to whose offensive line was superior. Your team rushed for 338 yards. Your line won that meeting, didn't they?
Yes, they did. You know, and it was great to see, Jim. I mean, we put so much time and effort, okay, into our line, into, you know, going over every situation that they're going to face. And these guys have stepped up each week, you know, culminating to that, you know, 330 some odd rushing by, I would think, about 5 or 6 different rushers. So that was great to see.
Who graded out best in that line, or was it tackle to tackle?
Well, Liam Carroll, our center, graded out the best. And we've had some of our best grades, actually, you know, Bruce Hartman, you know, Jack Andrews, Harrison Snyder, Chase Shuckers. They all probably graded out their best game so far this year.
Yeah, and we were talking about, you know, the center position and, you know, the idea of snapping plus facing someone, particularly when they have a nose guard. But he's been doing the job. Yes,
he has. I mean, he moved in there from last year. He played a little bit guard for us, Liam, and he got in here. He got stronger over the season, over the offseason. You know, Liam does great things. You know, he's doing phenomenal things on the offensive line, you know, getting our guys ready, or putting out our calls that we need to put out. And I tell you what, and subsequently on defense, he had a monster game as well.
Well, the offensive highlights of that opening half were 2 long scoring runs by your team. Let's go over them. Dre Wilk, 86-yard run. What made that go?
Well, first of all, what made that go was a great, outstanding block by Rowan Slavinsky on the outside. Okay, we had him kind of in a switch formation where, you know, he was reduced inside with him and Spencer Kishball out there, and Rowan went out there, got the corner, ran him into the sideline. Okay, Spencer kind of got in and kind of pinned his guy inside, and with Dre's speed, once he got out there, he just legged it for 86.
You know what I loved about that play also? All 86 yards, there was Spencer Kishbaugh leading the way, and there was no one going to touch Dre Wilk, and Spencer carried that block out all 86 yards.
Yeah. We told him we wanted to see which one was faster, I think, of those two. But he ran right with Dre, and they were just running away from defenders, and it was great to see.
Well, later in the first quarter, a 61-yard touchdown run by Spencer Kishbaugh from Wildcat. That really opened up for him, didn't it?
Yes, it did. I mean, we like to put in, you know, a formation, 1 or 2, like kind of like a Wildcat formation for our guys. And this one was called Williamsport Right. Okay, just because whoever we're playing, we kind of name it after them. And he just took a counter off a fake to Dre and ran up right up the middle. Outstanding blocking from our offensive line. You know, Liam Carroll, he back blocked. We came through, okay, with our kick out and our wrap, and everything just opened up. They kind of all went with Dre, Jim, and then Spencer was just wide open. He just had that top end speed straight down the field.
Well, going in that half, you're leading 20-3, and the only negative that I saw were the penalties. Got a little better in the second half, but for the game, 10 penalties, 100 yards. I'm sure you agree that's too much, but even if you don't agree with the officiating, you have to tell your team we can't have that, right?
Unacceptable. unacceptable. Penalties were unacceptable. I could not believe what I was seeing out there with these guys. Yeah, now, as a coach, with these penalties going against, I think I was kind of biased at seeing what's going on there. I didn't agree with some of the calls, but you know what? We have to understand, okay, when it's getting played like that and when people are putting, or when the refs are giving these penalties, we have to understand, okay, I might not be able to do the things that I have done these past three games. So we figured a couple things out during the half. I had a nice little talk with them at halftime, and to their credit, I think we had one or two penalties towards the end of the game. So I'm glad that got cleaned up. But like I said, it's unacceptable, and we are working. Won't happen again.
As good as the Bulldogs' offense was last Friday, the defense might have been even better. Up next, Mike will evaluate that effort. You're listening to the Coach Bennett Show on Pop Radio.
The Mayo Funeral Homes, located at 110 Chestnut Street in Berwick and 77 Main Street in Chickashinny, are proud sponsors of Berwick Bulldog football. The Mayo Funeral Homes, serving all faiths, makes it easier for those you love with pre-arranged funeral counseling, insurance, and pre-financed funerals. Mayo Funeral Homes also offers expert guidance in both traditional and cremation services. Mayo Funeral Homes, perfection in every detail.
Family tradition is the foundation of Nespoli Jewelers, a family tradition started by Joseph Nespoli and continued by his grandson Jonathan. For 3 generations, Nespoli Jewelers have prided themselves on mixing fine with fashion. Jonathan can customize your engagement ring and wedding bands, design a unique piece of jewelry inspired by you, or simply help you find an affordable gift. Service, quality, creativity. Nespoli Jewelers. Yesterday's principles, today's creations. East Front Street in Berwick and online at nespolijewelers.com.
More people in our area are choosing First Columbia Bank and Trust for their home mortgages. Is it time you discover why? First Columbia Bank offers competitive rates along with local expertise, local decisions, and local loan servicing. Let's see what First Columbia can do for you. Call today to get pre-qualified for a home loan from the #1 mortgage lender in our area. Find out more or apply for your mortgage online at firstcolumbiabank.com. First Columbia Bank, with you every step of the way. Equal housing lender.
First Columbia Bank.
S.J. Kowalski Heating and Air Conditioning sells comfort. Since 1972, S.J. Kowalski understands the importance of doing business locally. They service what they sell and take pride in customer satisfaction. S.J. Kowalski is a trained comfort specialist, a Lennox dealer, and they are Northeastern Pennsylvania's premier dealer of Mitsubishi ductless mini split systems. S.J. Kowalski also sells and installs energy-efficient Renai water heaters and geothermal systems. Call 1-888-KOWALSKI and ask about special promotions and zero-interest financing.
You are listening to the Coach Bennett Show on Pop Radio with the voice of the Berwick Bulldogs, Jim Doyle.
Wolfpack of Wilkes-Barre area are here at Crispin Field tonight to take on the Bulldogs. Both teams have 2-2 records. Wilkes-Barre area coming off a 20-7 loss to unbeaten Hazleton area. Berwick beating Williamsport 34-10. Mike, considering the playmakers in the Williamsport lineup, I thought last Friday's game was your team's best defensive effort of the season. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree. And every one of those kids that played defense, that was probably their highest marks that they got when we graded that film. The D-line, the D-backs, the linebackers, they swarmed through multiple occasions on that, and they held the line, they got off blocks, they got to the ball.
Williamsport had 51 yards rushing for the game, and 31 of those came on a touchdown run by George Whaley with 5:41 to play against your subs. Their leading rusher on the season, Nasir Hennigan, had only 34 yards on 15 carries. Your team seemed to be especially geared up to stop him, was it?
Yes. Well, yeah. So we made the effort to, with number 4, Hennigan. We knew he was a great back. Okay. So he was kind of our guy that we were to go to. Him and number 10, Whaley, they're outstanding backs. But, our guys had them in their sights. They pinned them in. Anytime they had the ball, they were around them.
Well, your first score of the game was a 10-yard touchdown pass from Matt Lonzinski to Dre Wilk, and it was set up on an interception by Billy Hansen on Williamsport's second play from scrimmage. We talk a lot about Dre Wilk and Bo Sheptock. They're outstanding from the safety position in your secondary, but Billy's playing pretty well at that cornerback spot, isn't he?
Yes, he does, and he's taking to it well. It was great to see him go out there and have that play. Like we did not rep. It was great about that play. We did not rep that play at all during the week. They didn't show us two tight ends, I think, all year. And so they came out in two tight ends, one receivers, two backs, and we just went a certain coverage. Billy read it, and in my mind, it was one of the greatest plays I've seen all year at a cornerback position. He read it, he ran to it, and he caught it. It was unbelievable.
Well, the Wolfpack of Wilkes-Barre area are at Crispin Field tonight. Mike will tell us about the Pack later in the show. But up next, the Bulldogs Spotlight feature. You're listening to the Coach Bennett Show on Pop Radio.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick. The roofing experts for all of our listening area. With over 30 years experience and great rates. Why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your roofing, decks, and siding. Specializing in metal roofs, rubber roofs, and shingles. Most of the work is done in one day. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas. Now located in Dushore and also serving Bradford and Sullivan counties with owner Harry Titus, a supporter of the Berwick football team and St. Jude Children's Hospital. Call 570-752-4351.
Neighbor Fence Company has fencing for where you want it, serving Columbia, Montour, and Luzerne counties. Neighbor Fence provides top-quality residential and commercial fencing, vinyl, chain link, wood, aluminum, and ornamental fencing, plus vinyl railing and specialty products. Neighbor Fence Company, 1140 State Route 239 in Wapwallopen. Call 570-752-4423 or visit them online at neighborfencecompany.com. Neighbor Fence Company is a proud sponsor of local youth athletic teams. Get your tickets today for downtown Bloomsburg's Halloween and Fall Foliage train rides. These 2.5-hour train rides depart Bloomsburg and travel to Northumberland and back Saturday, October 22nd. Get your tickets now for the 10 a.m. Children's Halloween ride, featuring a costume contest, Halloween music, and costume characters. Or choose the 2 p.m. ride featuring Spooky Tales with BTE's Lori McCants. Gather your family and friends and get your tickets today before they sell out. Details at downtownbloomsburg.org. Digging deeper to make ends meet? Now you can get a 26% tax credit with a geothermal heat pump system from Climate Master. Climate Master geothermal systems tap the constant temperature of the earth to provide heating, cooling, and hot water while keeping your home comfortable all year long. And Climate Master systems are so efficient, you'll save up to 70% on your energy bill. The investment in a Climate Master system quickly pays for itself. Contact your local Climate Master dealer, Robert G. Dent Heating and Air Conditioning in Light Street. Go to robertgdentheating-ac.com.
You are listening to the Coach Bennett Show on Pop Radio with the voice of the Berwick Bulldogs, Jim Doyle.
High school football's regular season reaches the halfway mark with tonight's games. Here at Crispin Field, the Bulldogs are gearing up to play Wilkes-Barre area. In our next segment, Mike will tell us about the Wolfpack. But now it's time for our weekly feature, Bulldog Spotlight. Tonight, the spotlight is on senior Dre Wilk. Mike, first of all, is Dre okay? You know, he sat out the second half of last Friday's game, had some sort of wrap on his right shoulder. Is he good to go?
Yeah, Dre's okay to go. Well, we kept him out at pure as precaution. And that him and Shep Talk got into trying to get that interception. But Dre will be okay to go.
That's really good news because losing a Dre Wilk would be like losing 5 players. You lose a safety, a running back, a wide receiver, a punter, and a punt returner. He does your holding as well. He does it all, doesn't he?
He does. It's crazy to think about that Dre does do it all. And Dre's a great kid. I mean, anything that we throw at him, anything new, anything old, and he loves to do it. But, yeah, he is a man of many positions for us. And, when he went down, thankfully we had some guys, we had some depth that some guys could fill in for him. But, having Dre back is going to be a great benefit.
Dre's brother, Tegan, who is now playing well at East Carolina, was so good in your program. But Dre's making his own way. What makes him so good?
I tell you what, Dre is always around the ball. He just makes it look so smooth. Just like that run that he had last week against Williamsport, the 86-yard. He just legged it out. He's a big strider. He's very smart. He knows what's going on back there. He leads the defensive backfield, telling these guys what to do. It just seems to come so easy for him. So kind of a little bit of effortless.
What are his tangibles? I mean, he doesn't seem to get caught from behind. How fast is he?
No, he's pretty good. We clocked him probably like a low 4.5, like a high 4.4, during the summer. So he is quick, but I think once he gets out in front of people, you're not going to be able to catch him. Like I said, he's a long strider. He doesn't have the quick feet of maybe, some of these guys. But I tell you, once Dre gets going, no one's going to catch him.
He's so versatile, as we mentioned. He plays so many different spots for you. What's his position on the next level, in your opinion?
I think it's going to be D-back, Drew. I just think he has too much back there that he knows what's going on. He's quick to trigger. He knows what's going on. He can diagnose the play. He comes to hit. He's a very physical tackler. I think he has it all.
Well, in the Bulldog Spotlight tonight, senior Dre Wilk. Tonight, Dre and his Bulldog teammates take on Wilkes-Barre area here at Crispin Field. Up next, Mike will tell us about the Wolfpack offense. You're listening to the Coach Bennett Show on Pop Radio.
S.J. Kowalski Heating and Air Conditioning sells comfort. Since 1972, S.J. Kowalski understands the importance of doing business locally. They service what they sell and take pride in customer satisfaction. S.J. Kowalski is a trained comfort specialist, a Lennox dealer, and they are Northeastern Pennsylvania's premier dealer of Mitsubishi ductless mini-split systems. S.J. Kowalski also sells and installs energy-efficient Rinnai water heaters and geothermal systems. Call 1-888-KOWALSKI and ask about special promotions and zero-interest financing.
Mason's Monogramming has the largest selection of Bulldog items in Berwick. Family owned with more than 30 years experience and new Bulldog wear for every age, including masks, tees, polos, sweater shirts, jackets, and hats. They even have brand new indestructible silicone cups, koozies, car coasters, decals, and more. Shop at masonsmonogram.com for their new items and select in-person pickup or shipping right to you. Follow their Instagram at Mason's Monogram for their latest new items. Mason's Monogram service in Berwick. Let them personalize for you.
Hi, this is Cassidy from the Independence Ford Service Department, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Does your Ford or Lincoln vehicle need service? Having trouble getting an appointment at your usual service center? At Independence Ford, we can and will take care of all your service needs. Regardless of where you purchase your Ford or Lincoln vehicle, our goal is to get you back on the road. Give me a call for an appointment today at 784-1414.
Come and get a great deal and total satisfaction.
Independence Ford, better people, better prices.
Northeast Pennsylvania, it's your home. And no matter what stage of life you find yourself in, what you rely on most is security. When that house becomes a home, the moment you get that new car, when your dreams become a reality, it's times like this when you have to look to the experts for advice and financial peace of mind. They're there with innovative products and services to help you with your financial future every step of the way. Together, they will help dreams and goals become reality. They are more than a bank. They're your neighbor. They are First Keystone Community Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
You are listening to the Coach Bennett Show on Pop Radio with the voice of the Berwick Bulldogs, Jim Doyle.
Well, tonight marks the third meeting between Berwick and Wilkes-Barre area. Bulldogs have won the previous two, including a 28-7 victory last season here at Crispin Field. Mike, your defensive line is very good, but I think you'll admit it's a little undersized. Tonight, you'll be going against an offensive front for Wilkes-Barre area that averages 277 pounds tackle to tackle. Does that concern you?
But they got some big boys. It's like playing Wilkes-Barre Coughlin all over again. When I used to play and I used to coach here back with Coach Curry. But, there can be, a little bit of, trepidation in there, seeing how big they are. But I tell you what, our guys can handle themselves. We have some 285 guys on that line for Wilkes-Barre, some 260 pound, 270 pound. But I tell you what, our guys, that's why we've been in the weight room so much. So that's why we lift all these weights. These guys can handle themselves against this big line.
What kind of looks, what kind of schemes can we expect to see tonight from head coach Ciro Cinti's team?
They're going to run, and I'm probably going to run some more to number 3, Nelson. Okay, I know he has a couple of Division I offers out there for Nelson. I know he's a junior. He's a great, outstanding back. They will put him everywhere. They'll put him at tailback. They're going to put him at receiver in the slot. They'll probably run him a little bit at quarterback, too, like a little wildcat. So we're going to have to know where he's at. So anything you see, with the two backs, maybe a little one back with Nelson back there, that's where you're going to see.
Mekhi Nelson's had a really good season to date, 595 yards already in just 4 games. How would you describe him? What makes him good? Is he fast? Is he strong? Is he shifty?
I can't believe you said that word, because that's exactly the word I was going to say. He is shifty. Okay, he makes plays. He's a big kid. He's 6'1", 175 pounds, so he's a big kid. And it kind of like Dre, he makes it look effortless. Okay, he hits the hole hard. Okay, he can make people miss. And then when he gets out there in the open field, he's going to score.
Their quarterback, Jay Tao, is just a freshman. He's completing only 36% of his passes. But Naquan Johnson, receiver, is averaging over 30 yards of reception on 7 catches. He has a couple of touchdowns. So I guess, you want Howe to take to the air more than he's comfortable with, but you do have to be wary of Johnson.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have to be wary of Johnson, number 8. We're going to have to be wary of Also, their other tight end that they have, number 32. I think their other player, number 11. Sienkiewicz. These guys can run. These guys can catch the ball. So we're going to have to hopefully put some heat on number 12. How?
Your defense has turned into back-to-back outstanding performances. Considering what we've discussed in the Wilkes-Barre offense, what will you have to do to make it 3 straight defensive gems?
We're going to have to do the same thing we've done, Jim. We're going to have to go in there. We're going to have a solid game plan. Okay, we're going to get off blocks up front. We're going to have some big boys, so we're going to have to do some different disguises on there on defense and be ready to play.
Up next, Mike will evaluate the Wolfpack defense. You're listening to the Coach Bennett Show on Pop Radio.
More people in our area are choosing First Columbia Bank and Trust for their home mortgages. Is it time you discover why? First Columbia Bank offers competitive rates along with local expertise, local decisions, and local loan servicing. Let's see what First Columbia can do for you. Call today to get pre-qualified for a home loan from the #1 mortgage lender in our area. Find out more or apply for your mortgage online at firstcolumbiabank.com. First Columbia Bank, with you every step of the way. Equal housing lender.
First Columbia Bank.
Welsh's Towing and Repair proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs and wishes them a successful year. Welsh's Towing and Repair has a long tradition of helping. You can call Welsh's 24/7 at 759-9737. If you are in need of a tow, jumpstart, tire change, are locked out, or to request them on scene if you're in an accident. Welsh's accepts all major insurance and motor clubs, and they offer all types of preventive maintenance and state inspections for cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Welsh's Towing and Repair, South Mercer Street in Berwick, and at their South Center Storage Facility, Columbia Boulevard in Berwick.
If you have a child that's interested in gymnastics, or if you've been practicing the sport for years, then Access Gymnastics Academy is where you want to be. Their dedicated coaches will teach you everything you need to know to perform your best, from the basics of flexibility, form, and style to advanced techniques that will improve your rhythm and style during a routine. Call Heidi Rebuck at Access Gymnastics Academy at 570-441-5969. That's 570-441-5969. Now enrolling for beginner to advanced classes at 917 East 7th Street in Bloomsburg.
Get your tickets today for downtown Bloomsburg's Halloween and Fall Foliage train rides. These 2.5-hour train rides depart Bloomsburg and travel to Northumberland and back Saturday, October 22nd. Get your tickets now for the 10 a.m. Children's Halloween ride, featuring a costume contest, Halloween music, and costume characters. Or choose the 2 p.m. ride featuring Spooky Tales with BTE's Lori McCants. Gather your family and friends and get your tickets today before they sell out. Details at downtownbloomsburg.org.
You are listening to the Coach Bennett Show on Pop Radio with the voice of the Berwick Bulldogs, Jim Doyle.
Weekend number 5 of the 2022 regular season kicks off tonight here at Crispin Field. The Bulldogs try for their 3rd straight win, taking on the Wolfpack of Wilkes-Barre area. The jointure of Coughlin, Myers, and GAR. Mike, former Wyoming Valley West head coach Ed Michaels is the defensive coordinator for the Wolfpack. Their base defense is a 4-4. Will they stay in that?
I believe so. They have done with Coach Michaels there at the coordinator, because we coached against him, when we had that cough, and then was that Valley West, a little bit. Now he's back with Wilkes-Barre area. He likes that 4-4 split look, with the guards outside, their D tackles outside, their guards and their linebackers inside. But they showed a little wrinkle a little bit against Hazleton last week, where they went to a 3-man front and they put like a dime penny look out back for the receivers. So we don't know what we're going to see. If we go spread, will they go into that 7-8 DB look? Or will we go power? Or are they going to stay in that 3 or go down into 4? So we're going to have to be ready for both.
Would you describe the defense that you're going to see in this game as attacking or read and react?
I believe they're a little bit of a read and react. They haven't blitzed as much on tape, but that doesn't mean that we can't be ready for it. We have to be ready for the blitz by them, but they haven't put that much out on tape with blitzing. They're read react guys. They got some guys that can hold up there. That's this number 17, one of their DNs, John. 6 foot 215. I think he's a great DN. With him and number 8, one of their that Naquan Johnson. He plays that weak safety. He's phenomenal in coverage. He's phenomenal in run support. So we're gonna have our work cut out for us.
Hazleton area has a lot of offensive weapons, and they're undefeated this season. They put a lot of points on the board. That was pretty impressive on the part of Wilkes-Barre area last week, limiting them to 20. In fact, they felt that if they could do that, they'd have a chance at winning. They didn't have enough offense in the game, but this is a pretty good defensive team.
It is. It's very good. We're going to have to be ready to go offensively, okay? I know Coach Dawson is going to come up with a great plan. He and I will get together, and we're going to make sure that we see certain looks that we know that we're going to get for certain formations. We're going to try and get our strengths against their weaknesses. But if we're not ready, okay, we don't know what's going on. If we don't know who's hot, who's not coming off a blitz, if we don't know the coverage out there, if we don't know who to pull and kick out and wrap up on, it's going to be a long night.
Well, your team's on a roll now. They're really looking good, especially defensively the last 2 games. They've given up almost nothing on the ground. This will be probably more challenging the last 2 weeks as far as ground games are concerned. But look at the overall picture. It's an exciting time. You must feel good about your team and the way it's going.
It is an exciting time, Jim. I'm glad you said that. I felt like yesterday on Monday during our walkthrough that we had with the kids. The energy that they're giving off right now is great. I haven't seen here in a couple years. Now, that's not to say that we don't have improvements to make. You know, we still got things that we have to work on. Okay, but these kids come down here to practice. Okay, they're ready to go. You know, they come out. You know, they practice hard. You know, they're watching film hard. You know, they just want more things for us to give them. And I think that's a great sign.
Well, Mike, as usual, thank you and good luck as you try for 3 in a row.
Thank you, Jim.
Listen for another edition of the Coach Bennett Show next Friday when the Bulldogs play Wyoming Valley West at Spartan Stadium in Kingston. Stay tuned now for Wilkes-Barre area at Berwick football on Pop Radio.
You've been listening to the Coach Bennett Show, brought to you by First Columbia Bank and Trust. With you every step of the way. Welsh's Towing and Repair, towing, recovery, and lockout services. Axis Gymnastics Academy in Bloomsburg. Independence Ford, Rattle 11 in Bloomsburg. S.J. Kowalski Heating and Cooling, the way the earth intended. First Keystone Community Bank. Yesterday's traditions, tomorrow's visions. Mason's Monogram Service for all your Bulldog merchandise. Robert G. Dent Heating and Air Conditioning in Light Street. Red's Roofing, the Roofing Ninjas in Berwick. Lehigh Valley Health Network, the region's leader in orthopedic and sports medicine. The Mayo Funeral Homes in Berwick and Chickashinny. And by Wagner's Trophies and Engravables. Main Street in Bloomsburg. Now, stay tuned for Berwick football on Pop Radio and streaming all over the world at thisispopradio.com.
Has a sports injury got you down? No one knows sports medicine like Lehigh Valley Orthopedic. Their unrivaled sports team has the highest orthopedic success rates in the region. With more than 30 years of experience, they put athletes first and provide same-day appointments. Don't let a sports injury slow you down. Learn more at lvhn.org/ortho or call 833-LV-ORTHO.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick. The roofing experts for all of our listening area. With over 30 years experience and great rates. Why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing... Sullivan counties with owner Harry...
Get that new car. When your dreams become a reality, it's times like this when you have to look to the experts for advice and financial peace of mind. They're there with innovative products and services to help you with your financial future every step of the way. Together, they will help dreams and goals become reality. They are more than a...
Having trouble getting an appointment at your usual service center? At Independence Ford, we can and will take care of all your service needs. Regardless of where you purchase your Ford or Lincoln vehicle, our goal is to get you back on the road. Give me a call for an appointment.
Bulldogs football on Pop Radio. Brought to you by First Columbia Bank and... and Cooling, the way the earth intended. First Keystone Community Bank. Yesterday's traditions, tomorrow's visions. Mason's Monogram Service for all your Bulldog merchandise. Robert G. Dent Heating and Air Conditioning in Light Street. Red's Roofing, the Roofing Ninjas in Berwick. Lehigh Valley Health Network, the region's leader in orthopedic and sports medicine. The Mayo Funeral Homes of Berwick and Chickshinny. And by Wagner's Trophies and Engravables. Main Street in Bloomsburg.